Hey y'all, today we're making barbecue chicken thighs in the oven. Okay, so we're going to start out with obviously some chicken thighs because that's what we're cooking. And mine are boneless and skinless, but you can use whatever you want. Just know that you may have to adjust the time that you cook them if it's a thicker piece of meat or if it has a bone in it, okay? So y'all already know that I rinsed off my chicken. That's how I do around here. That's okay if y'all don't. Do whatever you want to do in your own kitchen, okay? I always say that. Do whatever you want to do in your kitchen. But I can tell you the reason that I wash and trim my chicken especially, and pork chops are bad too, is that I find pieces of bone all the time. And I'm going to show y'all right there. It was a piece of bone that I found on that chicken thigh. So that is why I always trim mine up, and I always like to wash it just because I don't like slimy chicken. So once you get your chicken all however you prepare it, okay, and we're going to put this in a big old bowl, and then we're going to get some good old seasoning on it. Now, I didn't tell y'all yet. Go ahead and get your oven preheating to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? Once your chicken is ready, we're going to season it up. You can season your chicken with whatever you want to. I'm using some of my homemade rib rub. I will link the video that I made that in down below for y'all if you're interested, if you're looking for a good rib rub. But if not, season it with whatever you want. And I know somebody's already panicking because I'm in here with raw chicken and my bare hand. But that's okay. I'm cooking for myself. I'm not worried about putting a glove on, and I'm going to wash my hands. So let's not worry about it. So once you get your dry seasoning on, we're going to add some barbecue sauce. And yes, my hand is still funky, but this is just a little bit left in this bottle, so I wasn't going to go wash my hands to just get right back in here when I was going to throw this bottle away anyway. But if you're going to get a regular bottle that you're still going to use, please wash your hands in between. So now I know somebody's cringing. I already know. But it's okay, y'all, I promise. So I'm just making sure that everything is good and coated in the seasoning and in the barbecue sauce, okay? So then you're going to need to get you out a cookie sheet. Now make sure you scrub your hands. I scrub mine good, you know, if I'm going to touch anything else. But I had my pan already prepared before I started, and that way I didn't have to stop and wash my hands 25 times. So you're going to need a cookie sheet or some sort of pan with a lip on it because you don't want the juices from the chicken to just run out into your oven. So I put a cookie sheet, I put some foil down to catch the drippings so cleanup would be easy, and then I put a wire rack in my pan. Now I got this recipe, I found it over on Mandy in the Making. That's where she cooked this, and it looked so good to me. I'm normally not a chicken thigh eater, but this looked so dang good. I was like, I have got to make that. So I washed my hands good, y'all, and I got a brand new bottle of barbecue sauce. And once our chicken is all laid out, we're going to put a little bit of barbecue sauce on each one of our pieces of chicken. And just so y'all will know, I'm trying to do better in my life. That's why I'm using this sugar-free barbecue sauce. But I want y'all to know that if you use a sugar-free barbecue sauce, the barbecue sauce is not going to caramelize like regular barbecue sauce does. Because the reason it does that is because of the sugar in it. And because we don't have sugar in this barbecue sauce, it's not going to get that traditional, what you see, that super sticky barbecue sauce look, if that makes sense. It's just going to look a little bit different, and I just want y'all to know that, okay? So if you're using regular barbecue sauce, your chicken is going to look a little different than what you're going to see mine look like. And if you've never used sugar-free and you use sugar-free for the first time, just know it'll look a little different, okay? So we're going into the oven, 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes, okay? And then we're going to pull it out. We're going to see how the barbecue sauce does not look real shiny. That's what I'm talking about it looking different when it's a sugar-free barbecue sauce. So just know that the flavor will still be there, but your chicken or your barbecue sauce part might look just a little bit different, okay? So you're just going to flip your chicken over, and then we're going to put some barbecue sauce on the back side of these pieces of chicken because we want to make sure that everything has got flavor, right? We want everything to taste good. So we're flipping them all over, and then we're going to rub some barbecue sauce on the back side of these. Now, if you'll notice, I'm going to use a the same barbecue sauce, obviously, but I'm going to use a new brush because the brush I used originally, we put this onto raw chicken. Okay, so when you're basting something like this, look, do it however you want to at your house. But for me, because I rubbed that first brush all over that raw chicken, I didn't want to use it again on my chicken that was cooking, even though it's going back in the oven. So it may just be a moot point. I don't know, but it just makes me feel better to get a clean basting brush. So that's just my thing. Y'all do whatever you want to. But do keep in mind also that if you're using a different cut of chicken or a thicker piece of chicken or white meat chicken, you may have to cook this a little bit differently. If it's a lot thicker or whatever, you're going to have to cook this longer. Just make sure that your chicken is cooked. But if you're using these thin little boneless, skinless chicken thighs, then following everything I'm doing step by step should get you where you need to be, okay? So we're just basting that other side. We're going back in the oven, same temperature, 425 degrees Fahrenheit for another 15 minutes, okay? Another 15 minutes. This doesn't take very long, y'all. So now we're back out of the oven. We're going to flip these back over one more time. You're going to cut your oven up on a high broil, and then we're going to broil these, okay? Now, I love barbecue, but I am not the best on the grill. I mean, not that I'm not the best, I just don't do it very often. If I need grilling, my son-in-law does it. So I'm just not very used to cooking on the grill. And honestly, when I cook enough just for myself, it's not even really worth firing up the grill for, if that makes sense, because sometimes it's such a little bit. So it's just easier for me to find a recipe that I can do indoors. So I do have like where I did ribs in the oven and in the crock pot and stuff. I'll link those videos down below for y'all also if y'all want to check those out, if you're like me and you're, you know, not real confident on the grill, or if you don't have a grill, or if it's 100,000 degrees outside like it is at my house and you just don't want to go outside and fire up a grill. You know, whatever the case is, this is a great alternative. So you still get that yummy barbecue flavor. Obviously, you're not getting the smoke in this particular recipe, but if, you know, if you're looking for some good barbecue, this is it. Do it like this. Get you some barbecue chicken, y'all. Don't do without. Don't make yourself go without. All right, once you get that good and basted again, we're going to go back in the oven on high broil for about 4 to 5 minutes. And this is what it's going to look like when it comes out. Y'all, this chicken is super tender. It is super delicious, and you got to give it a try. Okay, that's all I've got for y'all today, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.